The Lakers should be favored in every matchup they'll have. If you're the Utah Jazz or the Suns, how daunting is it to say we worked our tail off the whole year, and now we need to see the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs?
Greatest 7th seed ever put together in the playoffs. I mean, because the Lakers, we know, when healthy, are not a 7th seed. They're probably a number 1 seed. So if you're Phoenix or you're Utah, once the Lakers take care of business against the Warriors, you got to be very concerned because you know you're not facing a 7th seed. You're really seeing a number 1 seed in the second round because you're talking about LeBron and Anthony Davis, 2 guys who are NBA champions who did it last year. And LeBron and AD, fellas, are like trying to find the edge of the universe. There's no answer for it and no answer for them.
It's peanut butter 2.0. I got to ask you on this one, what's the status on Klay? Because I feel like Steph has done so many incredible things this year, Mychal, but people have quickly forgotten about how dynamic your son is. And when those two are on the court together, they should be at the topper and the upper echelon of the Western Conference.
Yeah, Klay's just rehabbing. He's doing his due diligence to get back next year, and he's coming along great. That's all you can do, Jay. And Keenan Allen is just keep working hard every day so you can get yourself back, and that's what he's doing.
I'll tell you what, we were playing a game. You remember NBA Jam? You remember that arcade game?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So we were playing this earlier in the week where we're talking about if you take 2 players, as that's how NBA Jam is played, and we were talking about teams that are in the postseason. I mean, I imagine, like, Steph and Klay, like if Klay was
pick
healthy,
them first.
Are they right? Because you had
Steph and Klay over KD and James Harden. I said it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to Mychal. We had KD and Harden as the number 1, but you got to feel like if Klay and Steph were playing right now, that's your number 1 pairing, right?
Yeah, no question. That's who I would take. Obviously, I'm biased, but those guys have proven themselves in the playoffs. They won 3 championships. So, yeah, KD has his 2, but you got to go with the guys like Keyshawn Johnson who've been there, done that before. That's who you pick.
Yeah, he's on fire would be, talk about a double over. Anthony Davis called Steph the head of the snake. Basically, that's what you got to do. You got to stop the Warriors, you've got to stop him. How do they do that?
Well, basically, like I said earlier, if you got Keyshawn Johnson on the other side of football and you got some defensive backs, you put all those defensive backs, all 5 of them. That's what we have. We got 5 DBs to put on Curry tonight. We got Schroeder, Caruso, Pope, Matthews, and Tucker. That's 5 guys who are going to take their turn on Steph tonight. And that's like putting 5 different cornerbacks on Keyshawn, trying to slow him up. So that's what we got to do tonight on Steph. We got to gang up on him, crowd him. You got to pick him up from 40 feet because he'll pull up and shoot right on you and see how hot he is. So 5 different guys are going to have to gang up on him, and they're going to have to crowd him and get the ball out of his hands as much as possible.
Mychal, I don't know how I feel about comparing Stephen Curry to Keyshawn Johnson.
Anyway, I don't
your birthday
feel
today?
like,
Am I missing something here?
I don't know.
I don't even really feel like getting into that conversation with Jason Williams about
Keyshawn
Steph
Johnson
Curry
Appreciation
and Keyshawn
Day.
Johnson. I'm fine with my career, so I ain't worried
I'm
about
fine
it.
with mine, too. We're doing just good.
You got a receiver on the other side with great hands, 6'4", with good speed like Keyshawn Johnson. How else are you going to stop him? You got to keep ganging up on him, Jay.
That's true, Mike. I'm with you.
Don't apologize for Jay.
No, he's not apologizing.
Don't even worry about it.
Why are you
ask
so
you,
sensitive?
Let me ask, as Mychal would say, ask. Did the Clippers run from us?
Oh.
Did they run from us, Mychal?
Well, it sure looked like it, didn't it? The way they were manipulating the results of the games, which is a bad sign, Keyshawn and Jay. You guys played it and competed at the highest level. You don't want to let your opponent know you're trying to duck them and you're concerned about maybe facing them. You just play out the schedule, and like LeBron said, let the chips fall where they may and just face whatever comes in front of you, because I don't understand how mentally in that locker room, those guys must have been thinking, boy, you don't want to play the Lakers. I mean, you can't be thinking that way going into the playoffs, right? You guys have been there, done that. You guys understand that.
Yeah, no, it just, I keep trying to tell the guys here, the Clippers are the Clippers, and I don't want you to bash them. I'll do that, but the Clippers are the Clippers. They're showing us.
You said that's what makes them the Clippers. Yeah. We're also playing championship or bust with a lot of the teams that are here. Considering, again, Klay coming back, the Warriors suddenly become a much different-looking team in the West. Is this championship or bust this year for the Lakers?
Oh, yeah. Every time you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on your team and the surrounding players that they have, of course it's championship or bust. Same thing for the Philadelphia Sixers and for the Nets and for the Jazz. When you as good as these teams are, just getting to the West Finals or the East Finals is not good enough. That's underachieving. So yeah, it's definitely a championship or bust for a team the caliber of the Lakers.
If in fact we don't win a championship, Mychal, this year, what happens? What's the next step?
Well, Rob Pelinka and his staff will continue, and Frank Vogel will continue to tweak. Obviously, the core of this team's not going anywhere. They're going to try to re-sign Dennis Schroeder, and bring him back. But LeBron's signed on for 2 extra years, so this team will always be tweaked, but they're not going to shake things up huge because they got everybody signed up long-term, the core of this team. So bring everybody back. As long as LeBron's playing at this level, you always have a chance to win a championship.
Well, Mike, let's talk about LeBron playing at this level. I mean, how much longer do you think Bron can go at this speed, at this talent level that he's at?
He's a freak, man. We've never seen anyone like him, Key and Jay and Alan. I mean, we've seen some great athletes in their mid to late 30s, but usually by 36, 37, they're starting to slow down. But LeBron doesn't seem to be. I mean, you look at his physique. He doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. The guy works hard to stay in this kind of shape. He's kind of like how Floyd Mayweather was in his prime as a boxer. He never got out of shape, always stayed around his fighting weight. LeBron doing the same thing, staying around his playing weight, even in the off season, and continuing to put the time in to take care of his body, to maintain his body, to play at a high level. So, let's see, he's 36. Like he said, he wants to play long enough to play with his son Bronny in the league. I'll put him at 39. And with the help of Anthony Davis by his side, he doesn't have to carry the load every night. So you got to assume for the next 4 years, he is going to be the top Brady of the NBA.
Yeah, we're going to let you get out of here, Mychal, and get back to your butler and everything, because I know he's ready to serve you your breakfast.
Yeah, I've got some caviar and toast waiting for me, Keith.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.